What's up with the guys? Got excellent name here. Back again for my UPA Week 9 match up against Tyler Likes Pie. We're finally catching up. All our games are played on time, so this one's going to be going up on a Sunday, at least it should be. Sunday my time that is, and then the next one will be going up as planned. So those late games are now caught up on, but anyway, regardless, he has a team of Lando T, Zero Aura, Roserade, Arcanine, Bronzong, Misdreavus, Mega Glalie, Tapu Fini, Hitmontop, Tyrantrum, and Staraptor. A really threatening looking team, honestly, which is definitely going against what he usually drafts, but a lot of classic Thailand ones regardless. Looking at it, he does not have all that much for Manaphy. Just because the speed tier is so good versus him, the only thing that is outspeeding it is going to be the Zero Aura, which we are packing the Wakan Berry for. Tail Glow 3 attack just to hit his entire team quite comfortably. Only things I really need to worry about is letting this thing get shipped to 50% or below so that I no longer can take the hit from Zero Aura, and potential Scarf Roserade essentially. Other than that, I should be good to go. Scarf Lando, of course, would be able to potentially get me into that chip range, but not a big deal. This thing doesn't need to win by itself necessarily. It can just get a lot of damage onto the team. But next up we have Hippowdon. This is packing just, it's pretty standard once again. I have the least interesting Hippowdon sets of all time, as I'm sure you've all seen. Stealth Rock, Slike Off, Earthquake, Ice Fang, just max defense for the Staraptor and Zero Aura, very basic. Then we have Wasted Slot, the Whimsicott, here to just click Defog in case I need Defog to be clicked. Psychic so that I can hit the Roserade to de-incentivize any setup. Hazard Sack type of deals. Giga Drain for the Finny and U-Turn to just get the momentum. This is going to give me another Zero Aura check, and just because I didn't really have a lot of things that I wanted in this slot, so Sack Fodder is always fun to have. Next up we have Carmine Jirachi. Once again, fantastic speed tier this matchup. The only things that I need to worry about is the aforementioned Zero Aura and Scarf Landorus, but we are packing the Sugar Berry, so once again, assuming that we are about above half health, we should be able to take that on. And Calm Mind just sweeps through the team pretty comfortably. Then we have Salazzle with the Sludge Ray, Fire Blast, HP Ice Nasty Plot. Once again, he just doesn't swap into this thing well at all. Sludge Ray should be hitting pretty much everything. And Fire Blast, Hidden Power Ice hitting what it doesn't. So I feel good running the Poison EMZ just to ensure that I can get a nuke kill onto Tapu Fini. And then finally we've got Dual Screens Uxie. Don't necessarily need the dual screens up, it's just, once again, I didn't really feel like I needed any Pokemon outside of Salazzle, Jirachi, Hippowdon, and Manaphy this matchup. So just having a nice bulky Psychic to be able to pivot in on some stuff and offer some potential team support for the Jirachi Manaphy. I figure why not? But jumping into the game here brings pretty much exactly what I expected. He has a real hard-on for Mega Glalie, so I expect that thing to put in a lot of work this game. Something I definitely need to be careful of. But going right into the game, I lead Whimsicott. It's my most expendable Pokemon. It matches up well versus everything except the Staraptor, which I can just go Hippowdon on and get up rocks, potentially. He goes into Glalie, though, to try to pressure me out of getting them up. I go into Salazzle knowing that I can take any Ice move, but he decides to go for the sub there. My best play is to pivot into the Whimsicott to take the Earthquake that he might go for, and just try to stay in and break this up with a Giga Drain. So right now, I'm just trying to get myself into a position where I can comfortably set up with Jirachi, but I'm not at that stage yet since Glalie does speed tie with it, so I don't want to take that Earthquake and pop my Sugar too early. So I just kill off with Salazzle, and as he goes into Staraptor, pretty much confirming my suspicions that he was Scarf based on the U-turn damage on Hippowdon, I can just go into it, not having to fear any potential deaths from a Choice Banded to a KO. I just want to go for a Slike Off here. I figure that he can go into Finny or Hitmontop to stop me from getting up my rocks anyway, so not a lot of point in going for that and putting myself at risk for Staraptor. I can just go into Uxie here to wall this as he goes for the Toxic, and I set up the Reflect. Given that he did bring him on top, I don't expect defog on Finny, so I feel pretty good going for a light screen here. And then I can just go ahead and pivot out with U-turn. But he does reveal to be the defog, which leaves me a little bit questionable about what the him on top set is. But regardless, I can just claim another kill with Salazzle here. Had no swap ins to the Sludge Wave. This time he decides to go into Zero Aura. I want to scout the Bloom Doom there, and also Salazzle is quite expendable. But I didn't want to sack off the Powdon to a potential Z move when I still need the Staraptor, so I can go into the Powdon now as he goes to the Plasma Fists, and just get on my rocks, feeling pretty confident that'll swap out. So now I can go into Yuxi. Once again, there's going to be nothing to stop me from getting up my screens, assuming that I live, but obviously I do not. But regardless, this gives me the free swap into Jirachi that I was searching for, as he goes for the Seismic Toss, doing actually nothing. But unfortunately, I can't afford to set up another Calm Mind because that would put me in range of Scarf, Lando, T, Earthquake, which he goes into now, trying to bluff it, I assume. But because I am packing the Shulker, I don't fear that. I can just go for the Ice Wind to kill it off, as he is not Scarf. Goes for the Plasmic Fist there, but I live that quite comfortably, doing only 33%, as I can go for the Psychic. And then I feel comfortable leaving whatever move he wants to go for, but actually it kills, because Staraptor is as strong as fuck Pokemon. I'm really surprised that Resisted Double Edge did more than that Plasma Fist did, but regardless, I can just go into the Powdon here to finish it off. So yeah, good game. Played around his offensive threats quite well, because I had the knowledge that I was able to sack things if I needed to, and didn't have to risk things, and it made it look much easier to make the plays that I needed to keep the momentum in my side. And yeah, Jirachi had that really solid matchup as well with the speed tier. So yeah, a really solid game. Good stuff to Tylor, but yeah, we were able to reign supreme. Next week we play off against Burn. So I have played that game as well. That should be a good one as well. So look forward to that. See you guys next time.